Today on The Boot Guy, we're talking about the Redwing Heritage 8146 Roughneck with a mock toe, this beautiful leather. So out of all of the Redwing Heritage boots out there, the 8146 with the mock toe with the Vibram sole really is one of my favorite looking heritage boots there is. Mainly because it reminds me of old hunting boots. Hunting boots from the early 30s and 40s. They really had this beautiful dark cocoa brown type looking leather. Now they call this leather the Briar Oil Slick leather. To me, it's just cocoa brown. But we're going to refer to it as the Briar Oil Slick leather just because that's what Redwing wants us to call it. Now, all the Redwing Heritage boots are the same way. It's a leather insole on top of a full leather welt with a hard outsole. Now, on this boot, they send it along with a Vibram lug sole. Now, this is probably one of the longest wearing soles in the whole line. And for obvious reasons. I mean, just look at that thing. It's a lug sole. You can get all kinds of grip and wear out of this thing. Now, the leather on this boot is thick. Like all the Heritage Roughneck boots, they use the thickest, nicest leather if you're into a heavy-duty, thick leather. Now, the idea behind all of these boots is that they're going to last you much longer than anything else that you're going to pick up. And the reason being is that they're using these hard materials that need to be broken in. And this boot is no different from any of the other Heritage boots. You're gonna have to break it in. Eyelids are beautiful. It's the nickel Heritage eyelid. I mean, that's just a beautiful eyelid. It's very well done. It's very tasteful for this type of boot. Now the mock toe on this, it is handsome, but something you gotta know is that it is two separate pieces of leather that are sewn together along the edge. So this is someplace you're really going to have to take special care when you're cleaning them and refinishing them, that you get all the dirt out of the seam that's in there, and that you make sure that if it starts to deteriorate, that you give it some extra TLC. You got to keep those stitches clean. You got to really get in there. The main reason why these boots do deteriorate, like the stitching will fail and stuff like that, is because dirt gets embedded into the stitches. And when you have dirt embedded in these stitches, that causes uneven friction. Now, these boots have been made for so long that they've perfected the materials for these styles. So the type of thread that they used, mixed with the leather, mixed with the way it's tanned, they're going to last a really long time. And dirt is one of those things that doesn't get factored into the longevity of this boot. So you got to keep it clean. Now they send it along with a basic golden Taslon lace. It's a very basic boot lace. It's 48 inches long. It's just enough lace to get you going with this. But at some point you're going to want to swap these out for some leather laces. I've seen a lot of guys do it, and the guys who wear this as more of a casual boot and a fashion boot, when they swap out the Taslon for a beautiful pair of leather laces, for a pair of wax laces, the boot really does take on a very handsome classic quality. Now, like I said before, Redwing Heritage boots, they're not comfortable. Out of the box, they're not comfortable. So if you're looking for a comfortable boot that looks like this, you could really look into the cheaper, inexpensive markets where they try to put a lot of cushions and stuff, but yet retain this look. If you want a pair of boots that's going to last you a really, really long time, and you want to put the time and energy into breaking a pair of these in, this is where you want to look for that type of commitment. Now, the leather Goodyear welt entitles you to putting a new sole on this boot. So if you should, say, in 5 years of casual use, start to wear this Vibram sole flat or want to have a new sole put on, a shoemaker is going to have an easy time, because of the way this boot is constructed, to reconstruct it with whatever type of sole you want to put on there. And with that being said, after a year or two of wearing these, if you get sick of having this big heavy lug sole, you can still send it to a shoemaker, have him chop this thing off, and have him put on a nice crepe sole or a nice wedge sole. Or even like I've seen some of the guys on YouTube who put a really good looking dress sole on this. They take a boot like this and they make it look absolutely magnificent. So that's the Redwing Heritage 8146 Roughneck in a briar leather. If you've ever worn the Heritage boots before, please comment below. Let guys know what you think about them. Hey, if you got any really good suggestions on how to break a pair of these Heritage boots in, please comment below. It's been a question that I get all the time in emails and in comments in my YouTube page. If you want to see some more detailed photos of this boot, of this 8146, swing by to bootguy.com. There I'll have some beautiful photos of this thing, really tight, close shots, and I'll also have a little bit of the history behind the Roughneck titling of this boot. Please don't forget to hit my subscribe button below. It really helps out. And if you've got any questions about ordering a pair of these boots, if you just want to know more about how they fit, and if you're on the fence about sizing, please shoot me over an email. All right, until the next time, I'm the Boot Guy. Thanks a lot for watching.